Halo, cześć, drodzy uczniowie, chciałoby się powiedzieć good afternoon, ponieważ teraz język angielski i pan Maciej Doksa. Ale zanim jeszcze rozpoczniemy lekcję, rzućcie okiem na nasz plan lekcji, często o niego pytacie. Macie tutaj wyświetlony plan lekcji na cały tydzień, a już teraz wędrujemy prosto do studia. Jest z nami, tak jak powiedziałem, pan Maciej Doksa. Dzień dobry, co dzisiaj tematem lekcji?
Dzień dobry, dzisiaj będziemy rozmawiać o telewizji i o kinie.
Nie mogło być, kochani, inaczej na ostatnich zajęciach katastrofy, a teraz telewizja i kino.
Good afternoon. So, as I have already said, today we are going to talk about television and cinema. Two types of media which are very, very popular nowadays. So I think it is appropriate to be talking about this, to learn something, to be able to express our ideas about television and cinema. All right, so let's take a look at three words: TV station, broadcaster, and TV channel. These three words are, well, I would say sometimes confused. What is a TV station? Well, TV station is what we in Polish, of course, call stacja telewizyjna. So this is a single TV station. So when you, for example, look at the channels in your TV, usually at one channel there is one TV station. So a single TV station usually occupies one channel on your TV, czyli stacja telewizyjna, tak jak powiedziałem. What is a broadcaster? Well, broadcaster, the Polish word, official, formal word for broadcaster is nadawca. What is it? Well, this is usually a company whose main job is to produce TV programs, also to buy some programs and films from other producers and to show them on TV. Broadcaster usually has in its offer more than one TV station, more than one TV channel. So, for example, I don't know if you take large Polish broadcasters like Polsat or TVN. So these are what we call broadcasters, nadawcy, and they usually have a few or several TV stations in their portfolio. So, for example, you can have TVN, TVN24, TVN Styl, and so on, Polsat Film, and so on and so on. So these broadcasters, as I said, they're usually large corporations. They have a lot of or just a few TV stations. And the last one, TV channel. Well, TV channel is kanał telewizyjny, so this is basically in your TV one of the offers, and one TV channel is usually occupied by one TV station. All right, now what do these broadcasters or TV stations do? Well, mostly they broadcast some program. What does it mean to broadcast? Broadcast to jest nadawać. Nadawać w kontekście właśnie telewizji, w kontekście mediów. Nadawać sygnał telewizyjny albo sygnał radiowy. Nadawać albo po polsku też innym słowem na to jest transmitować. And here I have to warn you, please don't use the word transmit, because a lot of students use this word. It's a false friend word, so word which is very confusing because it looks like the English word. Transmitować, transmit. Of course it means transmitować, but in a different context. Not in the context of sending TV signal to your home. This is broadcasting. Yes, we have this large British broadcaster, BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. Yes, so they broadcast programs. Sometimes the programs are broadcast live. Sometimes they are just recorded programs or films and they are broadcast as recorded content. Broadcast can also be a noun. So live broadcast to jest relacja na żywo. Także pamiętajcie, że słówko broadcast zarówno może być czasownikiem, nadawać, transmitować. So we are just broadcasting this lesson from our studio in Toruń, live. Yes? Or you can also use this word as a noun. This is a live broadcast from our studio in Toruń. Yes? Czyli transmisja na żywo. Another expression, a very useful expression to talk about the activities of the TV stations is TV coverage of something. Coverage to jest relacja z czegoś, relacjonowanie. So it can be a coverage of a sporting event, it can be a coverage of some, I don't know, something that is going on right now, some, I don't know, for example, elections, yes? So we call it a coverage, czyli relacja z czegoś. In TV, the most important part, probably I think, the most important part of TV coverage of something is footage. What's footage? Well, footage is the film material, the video material from some situation, from some place. Po polsku materiał filmowy, relacja filmowa, materiał filmowy. So, do we have any footage from these events? Tak? Czy mamy jakiś materiał filmowy, czy mamy jakieś nagrania? O właśnie, to też dobre słówko. Nagrania z czegoś, materiał filmowy. This is called footage in English. Also, another very popular expression, which, well, it actually comes from the word coverage, is to cover a story. To jest oczywiście czasownik. To cover a story to jest relacjonować jakąś historię, jakieś wydarzenia. So we are covering this story, or a lot of TV stations are covering this story. All right. Now, a very important part of TV is news. So how is news presented on TV? Well, the news is usually presented in the so-called news bulletin. What is news bulletin? News bulletin is basically this short, let's say, program in which the news is presented. And these programs are usually up to, well, it depends. It can be 45-minute long, but usually it's about half an hour long. News bulletin, czyli po polsku wiadomości. Tak? Taka jeden taki krótki program, takie wiadomości, które lecą na przykład, nie wiem, o 19, o 20 i tak dalej, i tak dalej. So this is called news bulletin. In the news bulletin, of course, they present the news, and sometimes it happens that during the news bulletin, something happens in the world, in the country, something that is really, really important or something tragic, you know, and then we call it the breaking news. Why is it called the breaking news? Why? Well, this is because usually during a news bulletin, the newsreader, czyli prezenter wiadomości, says, ladies and gentlemen, we have to break this program to inform you about blah, 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 blah. Yes, so they say what has just happened. So this is a breaking news because the news is so important that it breaks the currently running program and it is presented. Yes, so for example, if a meteorite suddenly hits the Earth, it will be a breaking news, yes, and they will talk about it. They will probably break other programs. Po polsku na to się mówi wiadomość z ostatniej chwili. Na pewno nie łamiąca wiadomość. Oczywiście są memy, tak, i są takie żartobliwe powiedzenia, że to jest łamiąca wiadomość, ale oczywiście poprawne wyrażenie to wiadomość z ostatniej chwili. I have already mentioned that the person who reads the news in the news bulletin is called the newsreader, czyli prezenter wiadomości, tak to po polsku się nazywa. Sometimes the newsreaders are the journalists who are very well known, very important, very respected, experienced, and they are like the most important journalists in this TV station, especially, for example, presenting the news, and such people are called news anchor. Anchor normally means kotwica, but news anchor to jest taki znany, nie wiem, kultowy dziennikarz, który jest znany i charakterystyczny dla danej stacji. So every good television station, especially news stations, they have their news anchors that people know, recognize, respect and believe. Yes, they are called news anchors. I don't believe there is a Polish word for that. Probably not, but it's quite often used in English. So now, how is the news presented? Well, at the beginning of the news bulletin, usually the newsreader says, and here is the latest news. Oto najnowsze wiadomości, oto na wiadomości z ostatniej chwili. Zwracam Waszą uwagę, o tym już kiedyś mówiliśmy, że rzeczownik news jest niepoliczalny. Co to oznacza? To znaczy, że on nigdy nie występuje w liczbie mnogiej, dlatego mówimy here is the latest news, a nie here are. To jest trochę dziwny rzeczownik, bo on pomimo, że ma s na końcu, to nie jest liczba mnoga. On po prostu tak wygląda. Taki ma z tyłu ogonek jak świnka, tak, to s, ale to nie jest liczba mnoga. Mimo, że po polsku mówimy wiadomości, tak? To są wiadomości z ostatniej chwili. Po angielsku absolutnie musi być to w liczbie pojedynczej, czyli here is the latest news. All right. Now, of course, on TV, apart from the news, there are other types of TV programs. So let's talk about them. First of all, a show. What's a show? Well, in English, in the context of television, a show is a very broad term. It can mean actually almost any program on TV. To jest po prostu program. Tak? To może być jakiś show, ale niekoniecznie jakiś tam teleturniej, czy quiz, czy cokolwiek innego. To na to wszystko i tak można zawsze powiedzieć show. That's my favorite show. Nawet na przykład na seriale jakieś komediowe też mówią show. Więc jest to bardzo szeroki termin, który obejmuje wiele rodzajów programów telewizyjnych. Okay, so what are the specific types of shows? Well, for example, a game show. A game show, so it's a show, TV program in which people compete against each other, usually in order to win some prizes. So, po polsku teleturniej. Another quite popular type of show is a chat show. Po polsku jakoś bardziej się przyjęła, też angielska w sumie nazwa, talk show. My mówimy na nie, że to są talk showy, w takim talk show. Tak, jest to jakaś zaadaptowana angielska nazwa, natomiast po angielsku raczej się mówi chat show, a nie talk show. Chociaż talk show też używają, ale chat show jest o wiele popularniejsze. Talking Heads, the Talking Heads show, the Talking Heads. This is a program in which there are usually some invited guests, very often politicians or some experts, and they just sit together and they talk about something. They discuss some issues, some problems, some latest events. And because you usually see only the upper part of their body, so the torso and their head, this is called they are called the talking heads, and this is like the Talking Heads show. Tak? Czyli jakiś program taki właśnie publicystyczny, dyskusja z ekspertami. Sometimes they are quite interesting, but in my private opinion, most of the time they're quite boring. Science program. So these are usually documentaries or programs in which some kind of scientific experiments or facts are presented. And this is called the science program, czyli program popularno-naukowy. I have already mentioned documentaries. So documentaries are programs which show the facts of life. So they are not about fiction, they are about the real life, real world. They are called documentaries. Documentary to jest program dokumentalny albo film dokumentalny. An extremely popular type of TV show is a TV series. TV series is basically a series of short episodes of a film, czyli po polsku serial. Of course, there are different types of TV series. There are comedy shows, which are, a comedy TV series. There are romance TV series, crime stories, and so on and so on. But generally they are all called TV series. I tutaj też przestrzegam, rzeczownik series w liczbie pojedynczej i w liczbie mnogiej wygląda tak samo. To znaczy tutaj się nic nie zmienia, czyli jeżeli powiemy TV series, to jest to jeden serial. Jeżeli powiemy I like a lot of TV series, no to wtedy lubię dużo różnych seriali, więc jest to liczba mnoga. Alright, other types of TV programs. A comedy show, I have already mentioned. These are usually, these short episodes which last between half an hour and 1 hour, depending on the show, and they can go on forever. Sometimes, there are many seasons of this, so they can be really, really long, although single episodes tend to be short. Stand-up act. Well, what is it? Well, it's a type of what we call cabaret. So it's a type of satirical comedy show in which people just stand in front of the audience with the microphone and they just say funny things. Yeah, so this is called a stand-up act, czyli taki występ kabaretowy, można powiedzieć. A panel discussion. Well, panel discussion is basically the same as the Talking Heads show. So there is a panel of guests, politicians, experts, celebrities, and they just basically discuss some things, some issues. Of course, TV frequently shows movies or films, czyli filmy to jest to samo, a movie or a film. A type of a movie or film is a TV drama. To jest po prostu, po polsku na to mówimy film obyczajowy. A TV drama. To nie jest żaden dramat, znaczy może być, tak? Są też filmy, które nazywamy dramatami, jakiś dramat, ale generalnie po polsku mówimy, że to jest film obyczajowy. Of course, TV shows also include sports programs. There are, of course, specialized sports TV channels which are entirely devoted to sports or even sometimes only one type of sport. All right, now in TV, there are different people involved. Of course, there are many different jobs connected with running a TV, but let's talk about the most important of them. A journalist, a journalist, czyli dziennikarz. There are different types of journalists. There are journalists which work for newspapers, for TV stations, for radio stations, and so on and so on. A type of journalist as a reporter. The Polish word is exactly the same, czyli reporter. So it is a special kind of journalist which usually goes to some places to following a story and to make some coverage of the story. A show host. I have already said a TV show to jest telewizyjny program. Host is the person who is running the program, czyli gospodarz programu, prowadzący. Tak to po polsku się też często mówi. I have already mentioned a newsreader, so this is a person who presents the news in the news bulletin. Very often we have invited guests who can be, different people, celebrities, politicians, experts, just common people too, depending on the occasion, of course. As I said, on TV you often will have celebrities, czyli celebrytów. The Polish word actually comes from the English word, so there is no mistaking it. Now, when you watch TV at home, there is also some kind of equipment connected with it. Of course, the most important piece of equipment is a TV set, czyli dosłownie odbiornik telewizyjny, czyli po polsku po prostu telewizor. Oczywiście wiadomo, że na telewizor zawsze można powiedzieć TV, yes? Where is my TV? They have stolen my TV. But the full formal word or expression is a TV set. Nowadays, if you want to change the channel or search for your favorite channel, or just turn up or down the volume, or do some other action on your TV, you don't press any buttons which are actually on your TV set. Yes, nowadays the modern flat screen TV sets, they actually have very few buttons or no buttons. Yes. So how do you control it? Well, you use a remote. The full name is a remote control, but we usually say a remote. So this is this little device, like I have one in my hand now, which helps you to control your TV from a distance, czyli pilot. A popular informal word for a remote is also a zapper. Zapper also means pilot. Now, sometimes when you watch TV, you want to know when a program that you like will be broadcast, will be shown on TV. So how do you find out when your program or what programs will be shown? Well, you have a list of TV channels with some kind of schedule which tells you at what time what programs will be shown. And this kind of list is called a TV guide. Po polsku mówimy na to program telewizyjny, w sensie lista kanałów z tym, co te kanały o danych godzinach będą pokazywały. You can have a TV guide in the paper form. You can buy it at a kiosk, at newsagents. But nowadays in the modern TVs you have the electronic TV guide, yes, so the TV will display, will show you the TV guide, not only the channels and the programs, but also it will show you the progress of the program, so how much of the program has already been shown, how much there is left, yeah, so we have quite advanced TV guides. Program telewizyjny, tylko pamiętajcie, program w kontekście takim lista programów i tego, co one pokazują z godzinami. Nowadays a very popular type of TV is the VOD service. What is it? VOD stands for Video on Demand. So a lot of television channels now allow you to watch what you want and when you want. Because the problem with the normal TV, regular TV, is that they show certain programs at certain times and you can't change it. So if they show your favorite show at, I don't know, 7 p.m., you have to start watching it at 7 p.m. Yes? Otherwise you will not see it, you will miss it. Video on demand service allows you to choose what you want to watch and at what time. Okay? This service is sometimes for free, but sometimes, usually, you have to pay for it. There is a fee. Okay? And this service is made possible by the fact that most of us use cable TV. So cable TV offers you this possibility of watching what you want and when you want. You can stop, you can watch it later, you can watch it again. So this is extremely popular nowadays. There are a lot of companies which offer this service. There is one which is, I think, so popular that everybody has it. I'm not going to name it, but you know which one I'm talking about. It's very popular. So this is something that is getting even more popular than the normal regular TV because it offers great flexibility. Now, what else do you do when you watch TV? There are some popular expressions connected with watching TV. So, first of all, follow a TV series. When you watch a TV series, they show you episodes, so the, let's say, storyline, the plot progresses, and you become more and more, interested in it, gripped by it. So we say that you follow a TV series, czyli oglądasz jakiś serial, w sensie, że oglądasz każdy odcinek. Right now I'm following an extremely interesting TV series. Some people get addicted to TV and they watch TV for hours on end. Takie wyrażenie, for hours on end, of course you can use this expression not only for TV, for other things too. So this expression means godzinami, bez końca, całymi godzinami. So unfortunately a lot of people, young people too, they can watch TV for hours on end. And when you watch TV for hours on end, we say that you sit with your eyes glued to the TV. This is exactly, literally the same expression as we have in Poland, tak, przyklejony do ekranu, czy z oczyma przyklejonymi do ekranu. So again, when people are addicted to TV, they often sit with their eyes glued to the TV or computer screen or nowadays the smartphone. Now, modern TV, cable TV providers, they offer you large number of TV channels. Most people have at home a choice of at least, I would say, 50 television channels. Some people have as many as 500 channels. So with such a huge offer of channels, very often you change the channels. In English we use the expression flip the channels. Flipping the channels means the same as changing the channels. The person who sits at home, usually in the couch, doing nothing, usually watching TV or playing computer games or just watching TV, is called couch potato. So, no właśnie, polskiego wyrażenia nie ma. To jest taki kanapowiec, który cały dzień nic nie robi, siedzi, ogląda telewizję, nie wiem, często pije piwo i się obżera czymś, tak? Taki stereotyp. So in English this person is called couch potato. This is one of the negative products of TV. And TV viewer. People who watch TV are called TV viewers, czyli telewidzowie. Now the cinema. When we go to the cinema, in English we say that we are at the cinema or at the movies. To znaczy to samo, w kinie. You can be at the movie theater. In America, a cinema very often is called a movie theater. Nowadays we have those huge cinemas with more than one showroom. They are called multiplex cinemas. What is a new release? A new release is the same as the new film, czyli po prostu nowy film, nowo wypuszczony, bo release to wypuszczać. A box office hit and a blockbuster. These two expressions mean exactly the same. Hit kasowy, so a very popular and successful film. Blockbusters are usually award-winning films. Award-winning, zdobywca wielu nagród, wielokrotnie nagradzany. So award-winning films are usually, but not always, blockbusters. A new release is also the same as a new production. So very often new film is called a new release or a new production. And a couple of expressions connected with films. When you talk about a film, you sometimes say that the film is directed by, czyli wyreżyserowany przez. It is set in, czyli rozgrywa się gdzieś w czasie lub w przestrzeni. It tells a story of, opowiada historię kogoś lub czegoś. It stars or it features. W tym filmie grają. Jeżeli ktoś jest gwiazdą, oczywiście główną rolę, to często mówimy it stars. To tak trochę dziwnie, że film gwiazduje kogoś, ale tak się mówi. It stars Brad Pitt, yes, and Angelina Jolie. It features, no mniej więcej to samo, że występują w nim i wtedy podaje się imię i nazwisko aktora. The plot and the storyline is the same thing. To jest fabuła, akcja filmu. The acting is how the actors and actresses perform, czyli gra aktorska. The dialogues, czyli dialogi. The soundtrack, sorry, there is a spelling mistake, it should be S-O-U. The soundtrack is let's say the music and the sounds in the movie. The cinematography, it's the pictures, how the film is shot, czyli nakręcony. To są zdjęcia w filmie, czyli ta warstwa właśnie taka wizualna. All right, thank you very much. I hope that this lesson has brought the issue of TV and cinema a little bit closer to you. Thank you very much, and please stay with us after the break. We are going to talk about art.
Powiem wam szczerze, że czasami, od czasu do czasu oczywiście, lubię być takim coach potato, o którym mówił pan Maciej Doksa. Czas na kilka waszych pytań. Dziękujemy wam za to, że je wysyłacie. Ola pyta, czy będą jakieś zajęcia odnośnie prawidłowego pisania rozprawek, zarówno na poziomie podstawowym, jak i rozszerzonym?
Dobrze, więc ja powiem tak. Myśmy takie zajęcia, takie programy już nakręcili. One są, jeżeli ktoś by chciał, są już w sieci dostępne w naszej tutaj bazie kujawsko-pomorskiej e-Szkoły, więc jeżeli ktoś sobie chce, to może je na pewno odszukać i taką lekcję obejrzeć, ale myślę, że w związku z coraz większą liczbą zapytań właśnie o tego rodzaju lekcje, co jest zrozumiałe, biorąc pod uwagę zbliżającą się maturę, myślę, że jeszcze raz sobie takie zajęcia zrobimy i powiemy o tym, w jaki sposób pisać, w jaki sposób pisać, tak, rozprawki i inne typy prac pisemnych na maturze.
Kliknijcie w lupę na naszym kanale, tam wpiszcie rozprawka język angielski. Chyba, panie profesorze, powinno się coś wyświetlić, prawda?
Tak, myślę.
Okej, kolejne pytanie, czy będzie powtórka z zagadnień gramatycznych na poziomie rozszerzonym? O to pyta Aleksandra.
Dobrze, odpowiedź zasadniczo będzie podobna jak przed chwilą. Myśmy już też, czy ja w Kujawsko-Pomorskiej Szkole właściwie przerobiłem całą tą taką gramatykę dużą na poziomie szkoły średniej, która jest potrzebna do matury zarówno podstawowej, jak i rozszerzonej. Też w zasobach Kujawsko-Pomorskiej e-Szkoły możecie znaleźć w zasadzie wszystkie lekcje dotyczące wszystkich głównych zagadnień gramatycznych, czy czasów, czy strony biernej, mowy zależnej, właściwie wszystkiego, co Was obowiązuje na maturze, również rozszerzonej, więc można sobie poszukać i takie programy znaleźć, ale myślę, że też w ramach powtórki do matury, przygotowań do matury sobie kilka lekcji również poświęcimy tym takim najtrudniejszym, najbardziej problematycznym zagadnieniom gramatycznym.
Szymonie, to też odpowiedź na Twoje pytanie. Kliknij, wpisz jakieś hasło, zagadnienie gramatyczne i tam znajdziesz to, co Ciebie interesuje. I jeszcze wpis Rastiego. Dziękujemy za lekcję, jestem ósmoklasistą, a mój angielski nie jest mocną stroną, ale dobrze zrozumiałem Pana wykład i jeszcze raz dziękujemy.
No i ja również dziękuję. Cieszę się, że się na coś przydaje.
Do zobaczenia za chwilę na kolejnej lekcji.